I have been teaching English language and literature since 2017 in a renowned university in the small town named Cox's Bazar, and I am fortunate to be a part of the fellow teachers, fellow English ELT practitioners around me. And from a personal point of view, from a personal experience, from the point of view of my fellow teachers, I have come to know that we all are not that much quite happy with the outcome of most of the students of us. And here I am as the ambassador of most of my fellow teachers to speak up and to share our toil and problems that we face while teaching English language in our continent. So I'm Tamanna Noreen Azum here from the lecturer, Department of English Language and Literature. Welcome you all to my presentation entitled Communicative Language Teaching within the Dilemma Between Language Literacy and Communicative Competence. Is it ready to meet the demand of the new decade? Here you will find my short bio, and the outline is here. You can see I have so many things to say, but because of the shortage of time, probably I will not be able to share all the details. But I will try my best to focus on to touch up the important and the focusing elements here. You can see the abstract. I'm not going through it because it will kill time. But you know that English language teaching has become a common field of research during the last decades. However, in the rural areas of Bangladesh, we don't see any noticeable change in accordance with the new findings and recommendations. Consequently, the learners of these areas are not getting ready to compete with the new decade ahead. And also, we see that because of that, teachers are probably in a never-ending dilemma what to do with their teaching. So language, according to many researchers, is a means of communication, and it comprises four main skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. For the learners of our country, English is a foreign language, and as it is a part of our education system, they are taught English according to the CLT approach. Before this, introducing this CLT, various theories and methods of language teaching have been introduced here, had been practiced, like the grammar translation method. However, in 1990, CLT approach has been introduced here in Bangladesh to achieve students' communicative competence in English. So what is the communicative competence? We all know that it is a huge term to discuss. However, shortly we can say that communicative competence is a term in linguistics which refers to a language user's grammatical knowledge of syntax, morphology, phonology, and the like, as well as the social knowledge about how and when to use the utterances appropriately. So from that discussion, we can say that this competence can be oral, written, or even non-verbal. That means students are expected to communicate with that very language wherever they need to communicate. So what is the CLT approach then? Communicative language teaching is a set of principles about teaching, including recommendations about method and syllabus, where the focus is on meaningful communication, not structure, use, not usage. It is in this approach students are given tasks to accomplish using the target language instead of studying it. So we can find that the prime objective of CLT in Bangladesh is to achieve communicative competence among the students. And you know that we can, from the above understanding, we can see that the teachers, yes, the aim of writing this research paper is to find out the answers of these questions: that what are the major problems do teachers fail while teaching English, why are they in a dilemma while focusing on CLT method, how to minimize the gaps and problems to get a good outcome with the conventional CLT approach. There is a point to be noted that in our country, the students are expected to have communicative competence in English. However, in some areas like ours, we do not find the expected outcome among the students. As the teachers are the responsible for teaching them, the whole blame goes to them, and therefore I have made a survey and tried to communicate with my fellow teachers to find out their perspectives and their problems, and I have tried to dig out their actual reason behind this. And the study has been conducted on 30 English teachers who are currently teaching teaching English in secondary, higher secondary and tertiary level students. Among the 30 students, 10 are from schools, 10 are from colleges who are dealing with both the tertiary level and the higher secondary level students, and 8 are from university, both private and public, and 2 are from a well-known language institute. And their age range is 27 to 45 years old, and among them 18 are female and 12 are male. All of them have participated in different training programs especially organized for English language teaching. The data has been collected through questionnaire and interactive interviews to find out their observation, requirements, and challenges. In addition, a few recommendations are provided on the basis of the result. So the students are in the CLT approach. Students are expected to communicate fluently. That means they will be able to talk, they will be able to write, wherever ways they will be able to communicate with the target language, that is English. However, in reality, we see that teachers are assigned to fill their brain with the knowledges by memorizing everything, with the knowledges of English grammar, and they are burdened with these knowledge, these memorizing tendencies, and they we do not see the expected outcome from them, from our learners, and they are lagging behind. Teachers are in a dilemma, students are also in a dilemma what to do, whether to go for a good mark in the examination or to go for the communicative competence. Obviously they will go for the good marks, and that is happening. So from the questionnaire and the interview, I have found that most of the teachers are well aware of their roles as a CLT teacher and also know the different activities related to CLT. However, they cannot or they do not follow either of these interactive approaches in their teaching methodology because of the result-oriented method. Yes, the result-oriented method is students from the very first day of the year, they are given a syllabus. And it is not like that students will only dealing with one subject, that is English. They have to deal with so many other subjects in the schools, colleges, and they have to meet up the syllabus. They have to cover the syllabus to get ready for the examination, and that mindset will never make them go for an interactive session easily, go for any communicative activities in the classroom. Neither the teacher nor the students are able to do that. And most of the students in the rural areas are shy, and because of the shyness, teachers are probably unable to arrange for any interactive approaches. Lack of enough environment and material, and yes, the schools sometimes do not help them, the authority do not help them, do not provide them with a proper environment, proper material to go for their activities, and lack of class timing. It is really important. Only 45 minutes to 50 minutes are allocated for each class, and how will a teacher be able to go for covering the syllabus, making them learn the lessons, and making them interactive in the communicative activities? So it is quite impossible for the teachers to go for that. And evaluation system, yes, I've discussed it earlier, that our evaluation system is only based on writing. Students will be evaluated by their written examination. So you see, it is quite contradictory. We expect the students to be communicatively competent, that is, they will be able to communicate verbally, they will be able to communicate in the written or any non-verbal communication. However, the evaluation system is only focusing on the written activities, so it will focusing on half of it, and the rest, that is listening and speaking, is lagging behind. They are lagging behind, and students are not really enthusiastic about that, as they are having a goal for the exam. And the cultural barrier, we know that English is not our native language. It is a foreign language, mostly, probably sometimes it is a second language, and students are not aware of the cultures, and because of that there is sometimes it's not easy for the teachers to arrange. And we see that conventional mindset of the parents and the students. If a teacher is eager enough, he manages somehow, in particularly weekly, once in a week, to go for a communicative activity. Somehow some parents show up and they come with a complaint that that teacher is not covering the syllabus, he is not performing his duty, probably he is gossiping with the students, and that will make a mess with the activity of the teacher. And sometimes some teacher have a generalized concentration on English language teaching. That is, they have to make up the syllabus, they have to go for the grammar translation method, and still some of the schools, some of the teachers have to follow the grammar translation method because the exam oriented mindset, the evaluation system demands that from them. And some teachers share that if they go for arranging some communicative activities in the class, some students do not want to participate in that activity because somehow ego boundary hamper them learning and performing, and somehow they are really performance conscious and they are afraid of making mistake. Yes, that is a really important factor. That is, if they somehow while talking or making any activities, if they make mistakes, their peers will bully them later on. Probably they are afraid of that. And the exam oriented mindset, as I have discussed it earlier, and lack of corrective positive feedback. Sometimes our teachers are so burdened with their other activities, their other work, that they cannot provide the students with the corrective positive feedback after each activity, and that will also hamper the interest of the students. And after the discussion, after the interactive discussion, they have suggested us some recommendations, and we have come up with some other. That first of all, interaction with others in the target language has to be ensured. Most of the teachers said that there is no other option than interaction. Yes, students should be provided with an opportunity to interact with that language. They should be encouraged to get a chance to interact with this foreign language. Parents should facilitate the students, their children, and the teachers must have to play the key role in the classroom. They must understand that as English is not our first language, it is only the classroom where they can get a chance to interact with their peers, their classmates, and teachers have to be creative in making the students interactive in that language. More exposure to the target language should be ensured. Parents should arrange it for the children. Parents can go for watching movies with the students, go for an animation which is in English, so their children will get exposure to the target language, and they will understand, and it will help to improve their listening comprehension. And in the schools also, teachers can introduce some listening comprehension. It can be by their own use of English language. That means they will conduct the class in English, or sometimes they can go for any movie or something related to that. And government or the local community or the other facilitators like the schools and colleges can arrange for some special discussion session for the parents. Yes, so that the parents can understand that they can also work as a facilitator for their children to make them communicatively competent in their target language. And they can also understand the teacher's role as well, so that they can help the teacher in some ways. And we know that our government is trying hard and fast. They are making so many arrangements for the training sessions to make the CLT approach successful, to make our students better in their exposure. However, they are lacking in one thing, that is they probably are not arranging for so many follow-up programs that are required. Yes, so teachers are the soldiers who are working in the field after every training session. If the follow-up programs are arranged, they will go to the higher authority, and they will say that in the follow-up programs they will understand, the higher authority will understand where is the lacking, where they should improve, where they should revise something. It is really important, and they can think of it. We may include reading material related to our own culture, so that students can relate themselves and they can feel enthusiastic for reading more and more, and for studying, for speaking on that language. Teachers can be more creative to stop students memorizing the lesson and bring out some communicative elements among them. They may think of arranging communicative activities with the existing lessons, for example, dialogue making, story writing, and many more. And we may think of practicing communicative activities from the primary level of the study, because children acquire language swifter than the adults. And yes, we know that children are less burdened than the adult learners with other subjects, with other materials to study. So if we can only focus on the primary level of the teaching, focus on the communicative activities to make them communicatively competent, we will be able to find a good outcome of that, because children are easy to manage and they, if we can make it fun for them, they will easily communicate with that target language, and if they are habituated, we will get a good outcome when they are adult learners. We may revise our traditional assessment policies. We may add some communicative elements in the examination questions as well. So finally, if the government comes up with some changes, if the parents comes up and the local community as well as the institution, all with the combined effort, we can go for a bigger solution, and we can minimize the dilemma among the teachers, among the students, and we can expect a good outcome so that they can compete this the future decade, so then they can be communicatively competent, the students. Thank you. Here you can see the references. Thank you everyone for your kind cooperation and patience.